So earth boxes, they're fantastic container gardens. I've got some of the real ones that I bought from the internet, you know, they 30, 35 bucks, whatever. Use them for tomatoes every year. They get like 12 feet high. These are heirlooms that I'm growing like organically. I've started to make my own out of just about every container I've got. These are old planters. They had some holes in the bottom for drainage. I just used some waterproof silicone caulk to fill up the holes. I cut a bit of clear thin plastic to cover it, so we've now got a waterproof base. Then I cut a nice drainage hole in the side, about the same height as the water reservoir that I've made. Just drill that with the drill. I just use scrap wood, whatever I have. I had some 2x4s, I've used 1x3, whatever. You just nail it together and make a little frame, which is going to hold up the dirt. I put some window screening there so it's nice and fine so the dirt doesn't go through. With quarter, half-inch chicken wire on top to provide additional support, just to hold the weight of the dirt. Grab your Stanley, cut a little hole in one of the corners. That's where you're going to put your 1.5 inch PVC pipe that you're going to use for your watering. Okay? So that goes in there. This goes ouch over here, and then I'm going to fill it full of dirt, and in a moment we'll show you the fertilization. But in the meantime, this is what the end product looks like over here. So it's nice and pretty. You water here, the overflow comes out the side over here. I just planted these within the last week. By the end of the summer, I'm telling you, everything's going to be this high. So I've left space here for the dirt to get down, you know, and sort of act as a wick, so that the roots are going to go down to where the water is and kind of draw it up as they need the liquid. Fill it in with your potting soil mix. I just use Miracle-Gro because it's bloody cheap at Costco and works brilliantly, but you can use whatever type you want. I've even mixed in my own homemade compost in the past. You're going to just fill it up to a nice level, and we're going to water it to get it nice and moist. So now I'm just going to water it. Start to moisten the soil before we plop everything in there. And then one of the other keys to the earth box, you're going to have a plastic bag cover on top, which does several things. It's black, it's going to attract the sun, it's going to make it nice and warm, it's going to keep the moisture in there. You're creating a self-contained little ecosystem in this thing. It protects the roots at night. Like in the spring right now, it's dropping down to maybe 40, 45 at night. That's fine for these things. Gets any colder than 40, you might want to bring them into your porch for the night. Or cover them with plastic just for the night. So again, I'm just going to water this a bit, put a little bit more dirt on it, and then I'm going to put on the fertilizer strip. This is another thing. Okay, so one of the things about the earth box with the plastic cover on top is you're going to put in a fertilizer strip. I generally plant 4 herbs in one of these little babies, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to make a cross pattern of the fertilizer so that as the moisture circulates in the thing, it will slowly leak down and into the soil over the course of the growing season. So I just dig down a little bit. The key thing is you want to make sure the fertilizer stays away from the plants themselves, or they'll get a bit of burn, which you don't want. So you just kind of make an area, and then you can use generally any kind of fertilizer. I generally use a 10-10-10. And from the big bag, I just grab a plastic container that you would likely recycle anyway, and just use it as a shaker to ease in the placement of it. You want a couple of cups of the stuff, so you got plenty for the growing season. And the neat thing is, next spring, you can just reuse these. You'll just dig up the fertilizer strip, ditch it, and then top up the top with a little bit more new stuff, and go ahead and use it again. Brilliant stuff. Black garbage bags, gardener's best friend. So I just cut the sides, slit the bottom, and then I got a nice big piece. You just pop it over. I make a little hole here, get it around the watering wand. That's the one part that you know it's going to be fixed there. Then grab a bungee or bungees of appropriate size. Bring it around. This is going to make it nice and tight and keep it on for the whole season. Get it up there. bring it up under the rim so it's nice and attached. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess of the plastic so that it doesn't look absolutely ugly. And again, Meg, just take a shot over there. You can see how beautiful they're going to look. And as they start to grow in over the course of the growing season, I mean, you're not even going to notice this little inch of black plastic around the thing, because they're going to be so green, so tall, and so lovely. And why put flowers on your front steps when you can have fresh herbs, beautiful for cooking with?